I'm Sappho. I was born in an aristocratic family of Lesvos. My family belonged to the upper class of society, which gave us considerable influence and wealth. My father's name was Scamandronymos, and my mother's name was Clays. My family had deep roots in the local society, and our social position allowed us to maintain relations with other prominent families of Lesvos. My family has been a support for me, providing me with access to education and artistic activities from a young age. My parents, recognizing my abilities in music and poetry, encouraged me to develop my talent. My life was full of artistic activities and intellectual pursuits. I was married to a man named Kirkulas, although information about our marriage is limited and often remains in dispute. We do know that I was the mother of a daughter, whom I named Clays, presumably in honor of my mother. Clis was a light in my life, and my love for her is reflected in many of my poems. Relationships and love were central themes in my poems. My lyrics reflect my personal experiences and emotional pursuits. My poetry expresses the intensity and complexity of my emotions, as well as the agonies and joys of love. My social position allowed me to maintain contacts with other prominent families and artists of the time. Banquets and artistic gatherings were a frequent part of my life, where I exchanged ideas and inspirations with other artists. The circle of women I created in Lesvos was a place of artistic flourishing and spiritual exploration, where we shared our love of poetry and music. My personality was full of passion and sensitivity. My works reflect my deep emotional experiences and my strong sensitivity to human relationships. I was dedicated to music and poetry, and this dedication guided me in all aspects of my life. Music and lyric poetry form the backbone of my creative life. From a young age, music has been an integral part of my life. My poetry was sung to the accompaniment of the lyre, a stringed instrument that added a melodic and rhythmic dimension to my lyrics. The use of the Aeolian meter, a typical metrical shape of my region, gave my poems a unique musicality and flow. My poetry covers a variety of topics, most notably love, friendship, and the worship of the gods. My lyrics are characterized by intense sensitivity and personal expression, touching the hearts of the people who listen to them. The love and pain of love, the sweet sensitivity of friendship, and deep religious faith are some of the themes that emerge through my poems. My use of Aeolian meter gave my poems a rhythmic and melodic dimension that made them stand out in ancient Greek literature. This meter created a flow in my verses that made my poetry resonate melodically through the ages. Moreover, my poems were short and concise, offering a direct and intense expressiveness. My relationship with the gods was an important part of my life and creativity. The worship of the gods was deeply rooted in my daily life and greatly influenced my poetry. Many of my poems were dedicated to the worship of the gods. Aphrodite, the goddess of love, was one of the main deities I honored in my works. My verses captured my devotion and dedication to the gods, asking for their blessing and guidance at various times in my life. My hymns and prayers to the gods were full of sensitivity and reverence, showcasing my deep religious faith. My religious faith greatly influenced my artistic creation. The gods were a source of inspiration and guidance for me, and I often sought their blessing before I began composing poems or music. My relationship with the gods was one of the elements that gave strength and depth to my works, enabling me to express my deepest thoughts and feelings. My fame quickly spread throughout the Greek world, and my poetry was recognized as a model of lyrical art. My contemporaries appreciated my mastery of the word and my ability to express deep feelings with simplicity and sincerity. Poets of antiquity, such as Alcaeus and Theocritus, referred to my work with admiration. During the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, my poetry was preserved and studied by scholars and artists. The idea of sapphic love and my strong emotional expressions continued to inspire and attract the interest of scholars and artists. In modern times, Sappho remains a symbol of the female voice and lyrical poetry. My influence extends beyond literature, as I have been an inspiration to artists, musicians, and poets from antiquity to the present day. My poems have been translated into many languages, and my voice continues to touch the hearts of people around the world. My poetry reveals my deepest thoughts and feelings, offering a unique glimpse into my inner world. Love has been the main theme of my lyrics. I wrote about love with intense honesty and sensitivity, exploring its pleasures and sorrows. My lyrics express the intensity of my emotions, as well as the agonies and joys of love. Friendship and companionship have also been central themes in my works. My lyrics speak of the value of friendship, the support and love I found in my relationships with the women in my circle. Friendship has been an important source of strength and inspiration for me. My poetry also captures moments of pain and loss. My lyrics express the anguish and sadness I felt at difficult times in my life, capturing the complex nature of human emotions. The worship of the gods has been an important part of my life, and my religious faith is reflected in many of my works. My hymns and prayers to the gods express my devotion and dedication, asking for their guidance and blessing. My lyrics are a mirror of my soul, capturing my experiences, thoughts, and feelings with intense honesty and sensitivity.